Welcome back to Operation Evil. This is episode 152. At least we're like 99% sure it's episode 152. I'm your host, Nyoka.
I'm your co-host, Heather.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put featuring Heather after the episode titles anymore because they know you're here now. So just
Sorry.
expect it, people. Just expect it. So this case actually inspired me because I watched an episode on it. So yeah, you might know this one already, but I thought it was a good one
Yeah.
to discuss. Oh, are you right? 152?
Yeah.
152? Yeah, we were debating on like what number episode are we on? Okay, so the episode, I'm just going to call it the same thing as the episode, and that was kidnapped.
Depending on part of the world you're in.
I know. Kidnapped by an online predator. It was a show on LMN, season 1, episode 5, and it's about a girl named Alicia or Alicia. I think it's Alicia. And then her last name is difficult. It's like Kozakowicz, and she's from Pennsylvania. And it was interesting because they gave some stats in the beginning of the episode, and it says the odds of recovering a missing child after the first 24 hours are less than 50%.
That's horrible.
I don't know if it's the same. I'm imagining it's the same stats from when the show aired, but she was describing herself as a child as being shy and trusting. Her mom was a stay-at-home mom, very involved in her life. Great childhood. 2001 comes around and the internet is beginning to show up in people's homes. Not very many, but it's making an appearance. And if you weren't around back then, it was the day of dial-up. And if someone was on the internet, you weren't getting phone calls. And trust me, we didn't have cell phones back then. So you were like really sacrificing someone calling by getting on the internet. But yeah, dial-up, annoying. Chat
Got
rooms.
mail.
Yeah. Exactly. Chat rooms were the rage at that time. And in 2001, she was 13 years old. So all her friends were online, right? Why go outside and hang out when everybody's online in these rooms, chat rooms, whatever. That's how you hung out with your friends. Now, she met a boy in one of these chat rooms, and he was like saying that he had the same interests as her, whether it was music or whatever she was into at the time. She was probably like, what was popular in 2001, like NSYNC or something? And then he was probably like, oh, NSYNC's my favorite. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Was it, oh no, that was probably a little bit later. When was One Direction?
I think
That
that
was a
was after
little,
that.
yeah, it was
Maybe
after
this
that.
is
I don't even,
Backstreet Boys and NSYNC time, I think. Maybe.
yeah,
Britney
Britney
Spears. I think,
Spears.
yeah, like that kind of thing. So
I
he
don't, I
showed
was,
that he had the same interest as her, and they start talking all the time, and she thought he was around her age. And when you're 13, you think you know everything. When you're 14, you think that. 15, I don't know. When you're a teenager, you think you know everything, and your parents are wrong, and they were never your age before. They
never.
don't understand. But really, at this time, no one understood. This is all new territory. A lot of people now have never known a world before the internet, but we knew one before and after. And this is the beginning stages. So this person was grooming her. He told her everything she wanted to hear. He told her that she was special, she was beautiful, she was smart. I mean, you name it, he said it. And he did this for 8 months. On New Year's Day in 2002, they planned to meet. So they gave a timeline during this episode too. So it's 6:07 p.m. on New Year's Day. After dinner, she told her mom she had a stomach ache so she could go outside and meet her new friend that she talks to all the time. She thought it would be a quick way to kind of sneak out for a minute and say hi to him and then come back in. She goes outside. It's really cold out, snow's on the ground, whatever. She walks up the street, just a block. She hears someone say her name. And the next thing she knows, she's in this man's car. She don't know this man, but he knows her. He grabbed her tightly and threatens to hurt her. And she watches her house and her family fade away in the background as he drives away.
Mm. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Because I was in a big chat room, girl. There wasn't webcams, right?
No,
Not like, yeah.
I
So
don't
they
think there
didn't,
were.
but could you send pictures like via email, I guess? I don't know. It's
You know
been a
what?
hot
I
minute.
don't know. It's been a long time. I think people just didn't think of those things either. They were just
Right.
talking and just trusting what people were saying. We were all very
Yeah. And
naive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now these kids have their images everywhere, whether they want them or not.
Yeah. And
And
this
then their
story is
images
kind of
can be.
like the beginning of an online predator.
Hmm.
We didn't even know that those existed.
Thank you, Chris Hansen.
Right? I know. So he takes her, right? And he drives away. Everything she knows is fading away into the background. When it's time for dessert for her family, they send her brother up to get her, and she's not in her bedroom. She's nowhere to be found. They called 911. The police came. They did a report. They just said, they'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. Initially, it was handled as a runaway child. A lot of the times, it's just a kid being mad at their parents, they said.
Mhm.
Um, this was like the usual response of a teenage person missing. Um, they tried telling the police, though, that this was not in her character. She wouldn't just run away. There was no like fighting going on before this for her to want to run away. Time just, they're like, we'll get back to you. Now it's 8:43 p.m. It's still New Year's Eve day. I'm sorry, New Year's Day. She's been missing for 2 hours and 36 minutes at this point. And she felt like all her chances of escaping were gone. And they're in the car still. They've been driving for hours. He comes across like up to a toll booth and he tells her to be quiet, threatens her. She's crying. She thinks surely the person in the toll booth will notice that something's wrong and they'll do something, but they didn't. Nothing happened. They didn't even look at her. He ended up taking her 5 hours away. When he brings her into a house, he takes her immediately to the basement. She sees devices on the wall, which devices were things like handcuffs and whips and paddles and that sort of thing. So basically, like a
Nice.
dungeon. Yeah.
Hmm.
And there in the basement was a padded table in the center of the room. He removed her clothing, propped her up on that table, and tells her that it is okay to cry because this is going to be hard for her.
Hmm.
Now it's 2:11 a.m. the next day. She's been missing for 8 hours and 4 minutes at this point. The parents are freaked out. They can't sleep. They can't eat. I don't think you can when your kid's missing.
No,
Um,
I
the
don't.
clock was
Thankfully,
ticking away.
thankfully, my child has never went missing.
I know.
Uh,
Same with mine. That would,
my mom used to always say, though, if you ever got kidnapped, they bring you back. It's like, okay,
you'd be in the back
uh,
seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
yeah. Why are you going this way? This isn't the quickest way to my house. And
You
blah
know
blah
where you're
blah.
going.
blah,
Can
blah.
we stop by somewhere and get something to eat? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I get
but
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, even like, I don't know. I can't imagine what. I mean, there has been those brief moments where he's straight off in a store and your heart sinks then,
Mm-hmm.
and that 10-15 minutes seems like hours
Yeah.
just, trying to find your kid in the store and then
It
he's
just takes
over.
1 minute.
Yeah. Because he didn't know a stranger either. And that
Yeah.
was what always terrified me. Like, they'd be like, hey, you want to go meet Lightning McQueen? Or, and he would be like, uh-huh.
Have you seen the
And
videos where parents will talk to their little kids and they'll be like, "What are you
yeah.
going to do if somebody says, 'Will you get in this car? I have a bunch of candy?'" And the kid would be like, "Yes,
Yeah.
no, wrong answer. Wrong
Or the
answer."
ones that said, I'm your mom's friend and she said I need to pick you up. And then they say, what do you mean? My mom doesn't have any friends.
Yes.
I think that's pretty
Oh, it's sad
funny.
we have to prep our kids like that, but
Yeah, it is.
do it.
Yes.
So
Keep
now
them
it's
offline.
7:43 a.m. She's been missing for 13 hours and 36 minutes. The police thought that she was a runaway. So a friend of the mom's came over and said, "We have to take care of this ourselves." So they called the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which we've mentioned them many a times on this show.
Hmm.
They immediately took the information, posted her picture online within 24 hours. They even sent out a packet to them with missing posters. I didn't even know they did that. They sent them a package and they gave the parents hope.
Hmm.
The next morning, the kidnapper, he brought her upstairs, put a dog collar on her, put a padlock on the dog collar, and locked it. And then he attached a chain to it and raped her. Meanwhile, her grandfather had connections and he had the FBI at the parents' house right away. They started investigating, talking to her friends. They even took the computer, which they didn't even know what they were looking for, if there was something to look for. But during their investigation, I believe the friends were like, "Yeah, she's been talking to such and such in the chat rooms, blah, blah, blah." 9:09 a.m., January 2nd. She's been missing 15 hours and 2 minutes. The second day, she cried herself to a point where she was half asleep, half awake. And she was brought back to awareness when the kidnapper got on top of her and started punching her all over. And she tries to fight him back, and he broke her nose, and she just gave up, feeling helpless. And it wasn't until, just to bring back to the internet thing, it wasn't until 2003 when more than half of Americans' homes had internet connection. I don't know why I put it in that spot, but there you go. So her family, I guess, was more privileged during this time to have an internet connection, is basically what we're saying. It wasn't the norm. 2:41 p.m., hours missing, 20 hours, 34 minutes. She is still being chained up and beaten, and he was broadcasting the abuse live. But at the time, she didn't know that.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's some dark web stuff, I think, right? Um,
Yeah.
she said at this point, she just did whatever she had to do to survive. Now we're at 22 hours and 11 minutes. And the mother said that her daughter missing was pure hell for her. Um, would they find her? Would they find her alive? They post missing posters. At this time, no community involvement. None. A few neighbors and friends put up a few posters, but people in the community were asking them if they could have stopped this from happening. They felt it was the parents' fault that their daughter was kidnapped, and they were made the villains. Like they were completely alone in this. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So not only is your kid missing, but everybody's looking at you like this is your fault.
Yeah. But she just ran away.
Mm. So now it's 10:58 a.m. on January 3rd, and she's been missing for 40 hours and 51 minutes. Her kidnapper was home most of the time because of the holiday week. Most of the time, he beat her and kept her chained. He kept the keys to the chain lock on the wall, like just out of reach. Like if she
Mm.
barely can even
Mhm.
get to it. Like when there's hope, but there's not.
Right.
That's what he did. Now it's 4:25 p.m. She's been missing 46 hours and 18 minutes. This is not good, people. She's been
Mhm.
missing a long time at this point. Long time. It's not looking good for her. It's getting harder to maintain hope. The FBI, meanwhile, they're on her computer. They're looking through it. They see like typical teenage angst, but they're not finding much more than that. Now we're at 5:13 p.m. She's been missing for 47 hours and 6 minutes. A woman from Team Hope, and I wasn't familiar with this organization, but a woman from Team Hope called the mother, and the parents asked the FBI to put her picture out in the media. They felt it wouldn't hurt to do that. And I think the woman from Team Hope like encouraged that. Like she's
Mhm.
trying to give them ideas and being helpful. No information from the investigation is being shared at this point with the parents. I mean, the father goes to the local paper and gets her picture published. Like they're doing everything they can think of, everything in their
Mhm.
power to keep this in the media, to keep people looking for her. Now we're at 6:28 a.m. on January 4th. She's been missing for 60 hours and 21 minutes. The kidnapper tells her that he likes her too much and that tonight they will go for a ride. When she hears
Mhm.
that, she automatically thinks he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. Tonight's the night. But she tried to fight him once before and she lost. He broke her nose. Um,
Mhm.
she started to accept her own fate that she was going to die and she was losing hope. 9:49 a.m., same day, missing for 63 hours and 42 minutes. The FBI gets a big break. What happened was a man called from Florida. He wanted to stay anonymous. He knew someone online, and this person talked about taking a young girl, which he put it together after seeing the missing girl in the paper. And he gave them the kidnapper's screen name, which he gave the FBI the Yahoo account. So they were seeing all his sexual interests, and it was really alarming.
Mhm.
They were able to see that he was sharing the abuse, live streaming it with everyone. If this man didn't call them, I think
Right.
she wouldn't have made it.
Probably not.
So this guy, thank goodness he called. So they identified her kidnapper as 38-year-old man. His name is Scott Terry. It's Tyree. Tyree. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, close enough.
On the fourth day of her kidnapping,
POS.
he left for work, and she didn't know if it was like, did he really leave for work or is he just like testing her? And this is a game to him.
Mhm.
She waited for hours. She's still chained to the bed. She hears a banging, like an angry sounding voices. She's freaked out. So she hides under the bed. A man enters the room and commands her to come out with a gun. She's terrified. But
Mhm.
when she comes out, she sees that it was the FBI and she's being rescued. She
Oh,
was rescued
good.
that day around 3:30 p.m. She was taken to the hospital for an examination. Parents were called. They got the good news.
Mm.
The investigation then takes a turn to focus on the kidnapper. They go to his work and they arrest him without any issues, which is surprising, but
Mhm.
they did. And he pleads guilty and he receives 19 years and 7 months in federal prison.
So he's almost out. Or if he is out. What year was it? 20. Oh, he's out.
Isn't that crazy? Oh, I didn't look into today, him. Hmm.
Yeah.
So she started going to schools and talking to kids about her experience and trying to prevent this horrifying traumatic thing that happened to her
Mhm.
from happening to someone else. And
Good
she
for
was
her.
working on getting Alicia's Law passed in all 50 states. So what is Alicia's Law? It was or is, let's see, in all of it. Due to the lack of dedicated federal resources, less than 2% of known child exploitation cases are being investigated. This law provides a dedicated, steady stream of state thank you, funding to the Internet Crimes Against Children task forces. By creating a new revenue stream, Alicia's Law builds permanent child rescue teams, and they will not fall victim to the yearly fights over cut budgets and general budgets. So, not every state has accepted this yet, but the ones who have are looks like Pennsylvania is in the progress of it in 2024. Illinois 2025, Ohio 2019, Wisconsin 2016, Maryland 2016, Kentucky 2015, Washington 2015, Arizona 2015, Idaho 2013, Virginia 2008, and Texas 2011, Hawaii in 2013. California in 2007, and Tennessee in 2008.
So the state she was in hasn't even passed it yet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Because you said Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. It's still in process. Huh.
You would think.
And I think he took her to Virginia, which they passed it.
Oh.
But still, that's interesting. So while warning the U.S. Congress against the dangers of internet sex crimes in 2007, she shared the harsh reality of the struggles that she still faced today from this kidnapping. She said, quote, "I cry inside. I mourn for that child that was me, the child that was stolen from me. Make no mistake, that child was murdered. The boogeyman is real. And he lives on the net. He lived in my computer and he lives in yours. While you are sitting here, he is at home with your children," end quote. Now in her late 20s, which I don't know how old she is now. This is the last that I saw, that she is inspired by advocates who were crucial in her recovery and her rescue to speak for the other missing kids. So she's a motivational speaker. She still has this passion. She really puts herself out there. So she's the founder of the Alicia Project. And for the past 17 years, she has pioneered insightful internet safety and awareness to children and adults. One of the most vocal and outspoken advocates for child safety legislation. She has testified before Congress and works to pass her law to all the states to create funding for a task force to rescue these children. So she turned something horrible into a passion and helping others, basically. So yeah, that is my story. I thought that having a crazy survivor kind of story would be refreshing at this moment.
It looks like she should probably be about 28 or 29.
Oh, okay.
I think. Just trying to. Okay.
But I wish I would have looked more into her kidnapper.
So if this is the same Alicia's Law, it's aliciaproject.org.
Oh, yeah.
And it says here that they use Alicia's Law directs 5 million of leftover state lottery funds to locate and prosecute people participating in sexual exploitation of children. So play the lottery.
Oh my gosh. So I just looked him up. An article came up from October 2025. Man accused of kidnapping teen 23 years ago sent back to jail for new crimes.
Good.
What did he do this time?
IDK. But doesn't look this up too.
Let me see.
Yeah, Tim Tebow, isn't that his foundation? Yeah.
Is
Tim
it?
Tebow, yeah, his foundation helps. I just clicked on it and now it's not loading up.
I
They
can't
fight
see
for
what he did.
the most vulnerable people in the world.
He violated his parole by accessing online pornography.
No, say it isn't true.
He was sent back to prison but released 2 years later.
So he does. Well, Tim Tebow has several aspects of his foundation, and one of them is the anti-human trafficking and child exploitation. But he does special needs, orphan care, that kind of thing. But yeah,
Wow.
one of the divisions of his. And then I was also, it's not really online trafficking, but a few years ago there was this movie, and I had to look up the name of it because I had forgotten, and now I forgot again. And it's called The Sound of Freedom. Did you ever see that?
No, but it sounds familiar. But no.
So
Oh, isn't that the
this,
one like oh my gosh, he's a huge Hollywood star and they were against him making the film or something like that.
so this guy, somebody approaches this guy about using his kids for modeling, to sign his kids up for modeling. And so he takes them and he drops them off at this place to be models, and they get stuck in a shipping container and get sent to like somewhere in South America. I don't remember where. So he, yeah, contacts this other the main star. What is his name? I can't. Jim Caviezel. I don't know how to say his last name. And he was the is he the he was in like the Passion for the Christ, and he
Oh
does a
yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
Christian movies. So he goes on
Richard
this like,
Gere, right? No.
no, he
Yeah,
wasn't in
no.
this one.
Oh, no. Sorry. Ignore me.
Your your face though, you were so excited. Um, but yeah, he goes on this mission in South America to find these kids, and they're living like this horrible life in some dirty South American country. I mean, I don't mean to say it,
Oh man.
but I mean, it's like, like huts and dirt roads, and they have to take a boat down this stream that you're waiting for like this big snake to pop up out of or something as they're going down the stream,
Yeah.
just to get to the place where these kids are being held, and they're basically being held as slaves
Oh
of
my
all
God.
different sorts.
I can't believe I was so naive to think not that long ago that things like that didn't happen around here.
Oh, yeah, it's bad
I had
because
no idea it was as bad as it was.
we're right here on the main interstate that connects Michigan to Florida. So it's a literal high trafficking highway.
Mm, yeah. Awful. Awful.
And it
Well,
still happens.
yeah, I just, I don't know. I don't know why I thought like, nah, that stuff doesn't happen around here. No way. Yeah, it does. It
It
really
does.
does. So
Gross.
that will do it for this episode. If you can't get enough of Operation Evil, consider supporting the podcast by joining Patreon or Operation Evil Plus on Buzzsprout. When you join, you will get a shout out from us. You will get plenty of episodes to binge on. If you can't join, that's cool. Just tell your friends about us, like our Facebook. I don't know. Support our show for free by rating the show, tell a friend about the podcast, like all those little things. We appreciate it so very much. Um, yeah, and that'll do it for this time. No murder in this episode, but that girl got lucky. She got
Amen.
lucky.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'll be back next time with a new episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.